Tapos all of their symptoms are the same. Nakakaloka. Hello everyone, it's me Joyce, and I graduated with a bachelor's degree in psychology, and I passed my board licensure examination for Psychometrician last year. And today I'm just going to share some study habits and some things that helped me with my board examination last year. This is for those who will take their board examination this August 11 and 12, if I am not mistaken. Okay, so the first thing that I want to share with you is you have to know the table of specifications of the board examination. Dapat alam mo yung TOS ng board exam for you not to waste your time in reviewing different topics. Kasi dun sa TOS nakalagay na dun kung ano yung mga lalabas on the board exam. Also to know the percentage weight. Okay, let's say for example, in psychological assessment, applying the basic principles and tools of measurement of psychological processes. Let's say for example, nakalagay doon 30 items, and then the other topic is the ethical standards of psychological assessment. It's 20 items. So, makita mo na you have to review more on how to apply the basic principles in psychological assessment. Okay, so that's the reason why you have to identify the table of specifications. You will know what you will highlight during your review also. Number 2 that I'm going to share with you that worked for me last year is your time organization. I know it's very common for every one of you, but I just want to remind you that organizing your time is very important during your review. Okay, what worked for me last year is inuna kong reviewin yung kung saan medyo nahihirapan ako. Okay, let's say for example, you have 4 months to review, and I have mentioned a while ago that there are also 4 subjects in taking the board examination for Psychometrician. Okay, what worked for me last year is inuna ko yung psychological assessment. Why? Para for the next month that I'm going to review other subjects, I still have time to review for it dahil nga medyo nahihirapan ako doon. Okay, and then the next month I still have time to review for it also while reviewing the other subject. So yun, it's important to organize your time. Okay, alam mo kung kailan ka magsisimula, alam mo kung kailan ka matatapos para hindi ka gahulin ng time. And then during the board examination or before the examination, you'll know in yourself na, oh, na-review ko to na maayos because I organize my time. Okay, pag-review ako, kampante ka na nakapag-review ka na maayos because you organize your time. So that's number 2, time organization. Another thing that I'm going to share with you is make sure to have some drills. So, ano ba yung mga drills na yun? For those who are in the review center, I know, alam nila yun. Okay. Ako kasi during my review, nag-self-review lang ako, and all of my reviewers, all of my resources are from my batchmate na nag-review center. So, sa kanila ako humingi ng mga reviewers during that time. So, bakit you have to take some drills? Okay, yung mga drills na yun, yung mga questionnaires, mga sample questions that you have to answer. Kasi, yung mga definition na binabasa mo sa mga reviewers mo and everything sa books, ibang-iba siya during the exam. Kasi, most of the questions in the examination are situational. You need the drills para ma-practice ka sa mga questions na lalabas on the board examination. So, ganun yung ginagawa ko. Marami akong questionnaires na sinasagutan. Then, pag may mga unfamiliar word or something na hindi ko na maalala na tinuro nung college ako, ay hinahanap ko din yung mga meaning, mga definition, and example of those words. So, that what worked for me last year, na may lumabas sa exam na hindi naman siya nandun sa nabasa ko, pero nandun siya sa questionnaire. na lumabas siya sa exam. That's one advice that I will give to you, na kahit na hindi siya yung sagot doon sa question during your drills, you have to find an example, find the definition of that unfamiliar word for you. So yan, make sure to have drills. Uulan na. Additionally, read some books also. That was very helpful for me last year. If I am not mistaken, tatlo yung nabasa ko na libro. TOP, DSM-5, and Developmental Psychology, because the new TOS, new subject, I have to read books. So why read books? Because we don't just have to rely with the presentations na sinishare sa atin, the review center, and even the summary of the reviewers na ginamit or hinirap mo from your friends. That's really helpful for me last year, kasi dun sa developmental psychology, fortunately, lahat ng nabasa ko sa book ay lumabas during the exams. So that's the importance of reading books. You don't just have the summary of the certain subjects. Mas broad yung na-acquire mo na knowledge. And I'm going to show you the one book that I read last year, which is the DSM-5. And I'm also going to share you kung paano yung technique na ginawa ko during my review of abnormal psychology, okay? Kasi alam naman natin there's a lot of disorders here in this DSM-5, and almost all of their symptoms are the same. Nakakaloka. Ang hirap nang i-differentiate kung ano ba yung disorder na yun. But one thing that helped me during my review is I just focused more on diagnostic criteria, diagnostic features, and differential diagnosis. Okay, let's say for example in major depressive disorder. It's a differential diagnosis, major depressive disorder and sadness. In diagnosing a person with major depressive disorder, there should be 5 symptoms out of 9 for them to be diagnosed with major depressive disorder in that diagnostic criteria. And then, how will you differentiate it with the sadness? So, nakalagay doon sa diagnosis differential. Say, for example, in sadness, periods of sadness should not be diagnosed as major depressive disorder unless criteria are met for severity, duration, and symptoms in diagnostic criteria. It is included there in diagnostic differential diagnosis. That's helpful for me because of that. I know how to differentiate it during the examination. Consider it to read the differential diagnosis and then the diagnostic features, diagnostic criteria. Another thing is don't play safe with time. If you think you have more time, you have no time. Lalo na ngayon, sobrang bilis ng oras. So, don't play safe with the time. It is connected with organizing your time. Kagaya na sinabi ko kanina. Another is make sure to understand what you are reading and not just memorize it. So, napakahalaga na naiintindihan mo yung binabasa. Hindi mo lang sinasaulo. Kasi hindi mo lang siya dapat na-memorize. You have to understand it. Kasi during the exam, hindi naman definition yung lalabas nun. It's not what you just memorized. It's situational, it's application. So, dapat naiintindihan mo yung mga na-review mo. You know the different juries, you know the ethics, and pag naiintindihan mo yun, alam mo din kung paano mo sasagutin yung mga tanong sa exam. kasi hindi mo na siya memorize. So, make sure to understand. And also, don't forget to check on your well-being. Okay, that's also important. If the examination, if your review is very important to you, then your well-being is also important. Okay? So, make sure to have enough rest, na nakakakain ka, nakakatulog ka ng maayos, at naliligo ka pa. Kasi ako noon, naghahambat na lang ako paggabi na. So, hindi na ako nakakaligo. But it's a reminder for you na magpahinga ka pa rin. Huwag mo masyadong ibuhos yung panahon mo to your review. Baka after you pass this, you pass away. You passed away. So, yun, make sure to check on your well-being, to meet your friends still, talk to your family, and yeah, make some meditation, make some journal, talk to God, of course, and pray for everything. And also, during the exam, nung nagsasagot na ako, kapag may hindi ako sigurado with one item, ini-skip ko siya, but I'll make sure na dapat meron na akong choices, even 2 choices, para pagbalik ko doon sa item na yun na lang yung babasahin ko, kasi it's very time consuming kapag uulitin ko pa lahat. So, that's one na ginawa ko kapag hindi ako sure sa mga isasagot ko. Of course, during the examination, one advice that I will give you is to take your time. Take your time, but make sure na aabot ka doon sa hinalat na time, no, sa bawat subject. Hindi ibig sabihin na mabilis kang natapos and maagang natapos with your examination. That's not the basis na mapasa ka or magaling ka. But could be considered. Pero what I am telling you is take your time. Even if I am just the only person in the room, pinag-isipan ko ng mabuti pa rin yung mga sagot ko. Talagang, lalo na sa industrial psychology that time, pinag-isipan ko bawat number na sasagutan ko. Kasi pagka mas nagmamadali ka, mas hindi mo alam kung ano gagawin mo, mas nararating ka. Kapag nagmamadali ka, yung kaba, hindi naman yun mawawala eh. Actually, last year, hindi ako nakatulog ng maayos. And no matter how much I want to calm myself, I want to rest, hindi ako nakatulog ng maayos. Kasi iniisip ko na exam na tomorrow. But what I did, I just placed it in God's hands. Kasi yung pagpasa naman sa board exam, it is in God's hands still everything. Okay, if it's your time to pass the board exam, then you will pass with enough hard work, of course. And if it's not your time to pass the board exam, then it's not the time for you to pass the board exam. Just make sure to yourself na you have given your best during the review and during the examination. Okay, so God bless everyone who will take their examination on August 11 and 12. May God poured out all the wisdom you will be needing on that day. And magkita-kita kayo on the day of oath taking. You will remember everything that you have reviewed, and hindi masayang yung mga hard work na binigay nyo with the examination. But anyway, whatever will happen, you did great. So that's all. I hope everything that I have shared you today will help you to pass your board examination, kahit na konti lang yung mga share ko na yun. Sana makatulong. So, bye! Thank you for watching.